Today, I'm excited to tell you about the Before 5 in a Row curriculum and all of the books that we have that we'll be using this coming school year, along with a couple of extra fun things that, that I have as well. So stick around. Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I'm a homeschool mom of 3 kids, ages 10, 4, and 1. This is our 6th year homeschooling. I started back when my oldest daughter was in kindergarten and she is now finishing 5th grade. So next year I'm going to have a pre-K 4-year-old son and then a 2-year-old daughter. By next year she'll be 2. First, I want to say thank you to the 5 in a Row company for sending me the Before 5 in a Row book along with some of the extra things. So these are the story discs. As you can see here, we've already used 2 of them. And they also sent me this really cute little storybook map. I will keep it in the background, but this is what it looks like. It's a little shiny, so sorry for the glare. But basically what you do at the end when you have read whatever book you're doing that week, you cut the story disc that matches it. This is a very thick laminated cardstock, and then you tape it onto the storybook map, and it tells you here in the program guide where on the map to place it. So for instance, Goodnight Moon, you put it up next to the moon. And the caps for sale, you put next to the tree, because the tree is supposed to be like the tree where the monkeys stole all of the peddler's caps. So this is just a really fun way to kind of track your progress and just something fun for your 2 to 4-year-olds to work on. So that being said, the Before 5 in a Row program is meant for children ages 2 through 4. They also have the next level up, which is more Before 5 in a Row, and that is for 3 to 5, I believe. Back when my oldest daughter was in kindergarten, we used their 5 in a Row Volume 1, and that is for ages 5 through 9. I have a video all about that program that I will link up in the iCards for you and down below in the description box. So if you're interested in that level, check out that video next. But today we're talking about kind of the toddler pre-K time. So first I'm just going to show you which books we have. There are 3 books that we don't have, and that is mainly because when I looked up buying the books on thriftbooks.com, they were either very expensive or they didn't have them at all. And the same with Amazon. They were either very expensive or didn't have them at all. So we have Goodnight Moon. We already owned this one. Same with Corduroy. We had him already. But I got a whole bunch of new books, new to us. They're used. But we have Going on a Bear Hunt, Katie No Pocket, Angus Lost, I Am an Artist, Prayer for a Child, Play with Me, The Snowy Day, The Carrot Seed, Caps for Sale, which we already had, If Jesus Came to My House, The ABC Bunny, The Runaway Bunny, The Big Green Pocketbook, Blueberries for Sal. I've wanted this book for a long time. Ask Mr. Bear, The Little Rabbit, My Blue Boat, and Yellow Ball. There are a few books that we don't have, which are The Quiet Way Home, The Red Carpet, and Jenny's Surprise Summer. I'll put some pictures so that you can see what those look like. But like I said earlier, the only reason that I wasn't able to get them is that they were either not available or they were really expensive. And I don't really like to spend any more than about $10 on a used book. So if they're more than that, sometimes I think twice. So I didn't get those 3, but we have all the rest of them. So next I would like to tell you a little bit more about the 5 in a Row program. first of all, just like the name suggests, you read the book 5 days in a row. So you would pick whatever book you wanted to start with. We actually started with Caps for Sale because we already had that book, and so I didn't have to wait for it to come in the mail with our thrift books order. So what I did is I just went to that section in the book. So this page over here is Caps for Sale. It gives you a little bit of a summary, suggested Bible reading to go with it if you want to incorporate that, counting, vocabulary, sayings like monkey see, monkey do, health, art, character, and then a little note to parents. And then at the very end right here, it tells you where to put the story disc on the story map. So that is really fun to be able to do at the very end after the 5th day, or you could do it earlier, I suppose, but we usually do it at the end. So I go ahead and I read through all of the optional activities at the beginning before we've even read the book. And so then when it comes to the first day of reading the book, I can think about some of these things, but not necessarily incorporate any activities yet. I like to just kind of see where the kids are at and what they're interested in about the book before I decide on which activities to choose. So the very first day, I would read the book and just enjoy the book, and that's it. I would just see what my kids are interested in. Then I would go back through the activity guide here and see what was interesting to my kids and what I could pull out from it. So first of all, one of the things that we really noticed that was fun was imitating monkey see, monkey do with the peddler and the monkeys. So I went back to that section and I read through that a little bit. And that was what I focused on for the second day. So on day 2, I read the book and we played monkey see, monkey do, and I had the kids act it out, and they thought that was really fun. Then, if something else stood out to me, the second day, I would go back to that section and, for instance, counting. There were 4 hats that were gray, 4 that were green, and 4 that were red, and there were some blue ones too, and a gray checked cap. And so we would count the different colors and incorporate that aspect of reading this book. So we would have done that maybe on day 3. Then if something else stood out to us on that day, I would go through and find another activity that we could work on. And so we just did that every day until we had read the book 4 or 5 times. Now, I will let you know that we probably read this book every day for 9 days maybe, because the kids just loved it so much. So that is one reason why I really love the 5 in a Row program, is because they just fall in love with the books and then they have really good memories of these books. And so I think that is the sweetest part of everything. So once you have finished reading this book several days in a row, or rowing the book, as you might hear people say on blogs or other YouTube videos, then you would cut out the story disc that matches the story that you're on and then put it up on the storybook map. So that was really fun for my son to be able to put the discs on. And what I really like about it is that since they are that really thick laminated cardstock, when we're finished and I can put it away until my next daughter is a little bit older, because I'll probably do it again with her, even though she does listen to the books and does the activities with us and things, then she can also put them on because they're really easy to get off since it's laminated, taped on laminated. So I really like that it has that kind of reusable aspect. I did notice that at the back of the teacher's guide, I guess you would call it, there is a storybook map, so you could just put them right on here if you wanted, or you could copy that and do it, make your own black and white copy. And then they also have all of the black and white story discs, and so this would be fun to be able to color them yourself if you wanted, which is actually what I did with my daughter when we did the volume 1 from 5 in a Row, because I didn't have the pre-printed story discs before on the laminated cardstock. Although next time I might need to do that. So there are also a few extra activities. There's a little animal classification game in here where you cut out all the animals and they tell you when to uh, do things with those game pieces. And you don't have to go in order. Um, but there are a couple of times that I noticed it said something about a game that they played in a previous book, and so it would, I guess, make sense to do part of it in order. I would just kind of read through it and decide for yourself, but you definitely don't have to do these in order, especially if you don't have every single book. So I hope that it was helpful for you to kind of get a little bit of an idea of what five in a row is, and especially what before five in a row is. We are really liking this program. We're going very slowly. We're only on the third book so far, but I really got this to work on more with my son, kind of starting this spring and summer a little bit, and then more next year. I also have the More Before Five in a Row curriculum that the company also sent me, and so I do really look forward to using that version as well. I haven't gotten the books or started getting the books for that yet because I don't think that my husband would love me getting it quite so early. Normally I try to space things out a bit, but I did get all of these books. I think total I paid around $87, and I already had four of them. I think four, maybe five of them. But I got probably 15 books or something for like $80, which I don't know. Maybe you can decide if that's a good deal or not, but I thought it was a good deal, and I didn't want to have to worry about getting these from the library. One thing I did check, and our library had almost all of these books. The ones that were about prayer and Jesus came to my house, they did not have those. I'm so surprised. And but most of them they did. So if you wanted to do this program, maybe you could find this teacher's manual used or at a curriculum sale, something like that. Or you can just order it right off of Rainbow Resource. Um, but you could do this program without actually buying most of the books. So you could always do it that way. I recommend using thrift books or another used bookseller. You can actually order the whole literature package brand new from Rainbow Resource Center. And I have actually done that before with our volume one. I had just bought the whole thing because I wanted it all fresh and new. That was also before I learned about thriftbooks.com and other booksellers like that. So now that I know, that is where I shop. So definitely look forward to future videos of me showing you kind of some of the activities that we're doing. It's kind of hard to make day in the life videos like that because I don't really like to have my kids in the videos. So if you have ideas of what you would want to see so that I can show you, please let me know down below in the comments and I'm happy to share. I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like for us. Like I said before, if you have any other questions, please let me know. And other than that, I think that's about it for today. Don't forget to click that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today at our homeschool table, and we'll see you next time.